Greetings from WBCS Neo. First things first, please subscribe, like, and if you want to, please comment. Nobody's ever commented on my videos ever. It's like, unless they're like from like 15 years ago. Right, anyway, so we're going to have a quick out-of-the-box review, and just to prove that they are just literally out of the box, here's all the boxes. Okay, I don't know which order these came in. So yeah, obviously the bigger box for the bigger cube. Right, so that's the three boxes. Nothing special in there. So I'll say this one didn't come wrapped, plastic wrapped. This was plastic wrapped. This wasn't. Okay, I don't know why this one was, but hey ho. Let's get into it anyway. So the reason I'm doing these three together is just because for when we were away at Edinburgh for about 5 days, one of my friends got me these three cubes for an early birthday present. So yeah, I'm surprised I wasn't playing with these, but I would have got wrong off the missus. So especially when we're on a holiday, but I was playing with these two, okay, because you know I've got to keep in practice with them because I'm doing them for the competitions. So we'll go through each one. This is the sail or mirror sail 3x3 cube. And ignore that noise, that's just bloomin' Facebook. This is a standard mirror 3x3 cube, and this is the MegaMinx big multi-sided cube. I can't remember how many sides this has got. I'm not going to count, I can't be bothered. Okay, so we'll crack on with this. So this is out the box. This is quieter. This didn't have lube in when I got it out of the box. I'll explain what happened. Is I tried to make a video and spelt the Qiyi sail thing at the top wrong, so I'm now doing the whole video all over again. So we'll quickly move on. So out the box, this was a dry cube, and there was no lube. A little bit noisier, but I'm not going to lie, the turning of it was really good, even though it wasn't lubed. Now it's lubed, it's better, but the turning quality of this was really good. Probably because it's only offset by one axis, and I'll explain that by compare this with 3x3 in the mirror in a minute. It just turns really well. If it was magnetic, it would be a bonus, but it's not magnetic. I don't know if you can get magnetic ones of these. Anyone? Can you get a magnetic version of this? I haven't looked. The reason I haven't looked is I don't want to look at prices for these, because I don't know if these are budget cubes or what. I wouldn't know, so I'm not going to look it up, because I think it's a bit of an insult to look up how much people have paid for your birthday, and I don't like doing that. So I try not to look at the prices unless I'm really doing a full review of, you know, where to buy it, how much it's going to cost and stuff. Okay, but yeah, I mean, you can do down slices, or it's just nice. It's yeah, even on this thing it wants to distort, you can still do a wide D there. So right, so out the box it feels nice. It was, like I say, it was noisy. I've got a bit of oil in here now. I've got 100 weight oil in here, and it's slick. It's, as you can see, it is a shape-shifting cube, which can be a bit of a nightmare. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to put it back because I want to put it back in the box when I finish, because it's going to be in one of my collection pieces. So we'll move on to the mirror, and we'll show the difference between a standard cube and these two. Okay, so that's the sail mirror cube. Basically, and we'll show you why it's different. You can see there's a difference, but we'll explain in better detail. So, standard mirror cube. The reason why I love this one is just because it's a golden cube. You know what I mean? I feel like I've won a golden YouTube award here, sort of thing. I'm going to be dead chuffed with this one. This one actually came lubed out the box and was plastic sealed as well. So this has got, I think this has probably got 300 weight oil in it by the feels of it. It is quite a tacky cube. As you can see, it doesn't rotate as easy as this one. So I think it's got quite a thick lube in it. Not that it's a bad thing, because you've won a little bit of control in this. This is probably way out of control, and probably make too many mistakes on that now that I've lubed it up. But out the box, this is pretty good. I may put 150 weight in this one. Try to mix it up a bit, so you know it'll mix to about 200 weight when I've added a couple of drips of 150. Hopefully somewhere around there. Anybody else want to do the oil equation for that? I don't know how many drips I put in these, so it's hard to equate it. Good little cube. I wouldn't say it's a crap cube. It feels nice. Okay. Before I move on to the MegaMinx, we'll show you the differences. So, if we turn this bad boy to its side, like that, okay, and we put this one to a similar position, and put that way. So we'll compare the sail cube first. So the only difference between this, well, two main differences actually. There's a big difference, but the first difference, we'll always talk about the offset of a shapeshifter cube. So the offset is where the center line is, and that is moved down to here. Okay, so that would normally be up here. So you can see how much difference there is in the cube center position, and that's what a couple of millimeters. There's what 5 millimeters there, 6 millimeters possibly, and that difference in the position completely blows the cube into all different directions. It's amazing how much difference that makes for such a small amount. The other thing with this is where we have centerpieces here. That's the centerpiece on this cube. Okay, so if we turn this, that's the centerpiece. That stays fixed, doesn't move around. It looks like it moves around, but it doesn't. It's just in the middle. That's just a centerpiece. Okay, so yeah, that's the difference with that one. Okay, the advantage with this one over the mirror cube is all the pieces, because it's only center shifted. It's not shifted. We'll talk about where it's shifted on this one. It's only shifted in one direction, so you get a load of pieces that are all the same. So this is probably going to be very easy to solve because of that little thing. Okay, so all these pieces around here are all the same size ones. So all those four, the center pieces are all the same size. So there's no difference there. Okay, so probably a very easy thing to solve. If we move on to the mirror cube, we'll just move that to one side. I'll put it aside again. Again, we have got this offset. Okay, so we've got this offset line here. Again, it's about, I would say it's about 7 millimeters on this one, so a little bit more offset. You can tell by the big chunky bits that it's off by a way a bit. In fact, if we do it that way, yeah, that's better. So we've got this center line here, yeah, so that's about the same. It's about 5-6 millimeters, same as that. However, if we go this side, there's the center line. Now there's a big difference here, and this is what throws the mirror cube into its own little collection unit, as it were, because there's not many cubes that throw off like this. You can get 4x4 mirror cubes as well. I've seen a couple of them. God knows what they're like to do. I wouldn't want to know. Probably not so hard, like I say, like most 4x4s and bigger. You just reduce it down to a 3x3 state and then solve it as normal. But it'll probably take a while. Okay, so, and God knows what you do when you get parity. Hell, right. Anyway, so that's the difference. So this has got 2 axis offset. So this bit should be in the middle. And it's been dragged into this corner. Okay, fractionally one way more than the other, and the reason for that is it makes all these pieces slightly different in size as well. So these pieces here are slightly different to these two here, so you've got to think and insert and check to see if they're the right size, because there's only a little bit of difference between some of the pieces, and that's what makes this cube quite an appealing cube to play with, because all pieces are different sizes. And when you throw this into chaos, you can see straight away that's 2 moves and it's completely different. Okay, completely transformed it, and that's why they're so appealing, because they're just wacky. They play with your brain so much. Okay, anyway, so that's that. We'll put the standard cube out of the way. We're playing with wondrous toys today. This is the MegaMinx. Out the box, it's a great little cube. It turns quite nicely. It's nice and slick. It is lubed. I wasn't sure if it was lubed at first when I first sort of turned it. But I did have a quick peek in the edges and found a tiny bit of lube, so yeah, it's got some lube in there. So it turns very well. The problem with these types of cubes is when you're trying to you can't do finger tricks that easily, and you don't want to pick the stickers off by accident by doing that. I've got a tiny bit of nail, and you could, if you're doing it. So I would be doing this like using your fingerprints to rotate and stuff like that. So you're wanting to do that. All in all, fun little cube this will probably be. I haven't tried it yet. I'm a bit nervous about it. Apparently you can use like 3x3 techniques on it to solve it, so I'll be keeping that in mind when I do get it scrambled up. Out the box though, it's a great little cube. Certainly worthwhile having one. Again, I don't know what price these were. I'm not going to look, but I would imagine they are. I wouldn't expect these people to buy me a fortune's worth of cubes. You know, I just wouldn't expect that from them. So if they were expensive, well done. If they're not expensive, it doesn't matter. They're still a really nice cube. But nowadays, cubing technology has come so far that even the cheapos, unless you get really budget, horrible, sorry Rubik's, cubes that are literally still felt like they're made in the 1980s, then you're going to crack in with a cube. But there's like Cubes UK is a prime example. They only sell really good quality cubes, and they don't sell trash, you know. So even the cheap cubes are really good. Okay, but none of these are magnetic. If they were magnetic, they would probably make them a lot nicer. But magnetics tends to boost the price up as well, and stuff like that, because you've got to put all the magnets in all the different places and stuff like that. Okay, so nice. I like that. It's one of those cubes you can pick up and just play around with it a little bit at a time and just do a little bit of solve on it. Okay, I would certainly have them if you were a collector of cubes. Definitely worthwhile having them in your collection, because they are something that even now I still want to just twiddle with this, because I'll show you the colour on this as well, because the colours are really, because obviously it hasn't got the 6 standard colours, it's got a few more extras. So we've got, even got pink, and we've got a nice black, like a grey black, and I think that's the only, oh, and purple, yeah, so purple, pink are new additions, which is nice. Okay, and black. So yeah, it's nice. It's a nice cube. Okay, so anyway, that's enough of that. There we go. You get a nice little sticker on the bottom, which is nice. It's got a nice stamp on it. So that's it. Personally, nice cubes. I keep going back to this one because it's just so slick out the box. Yes, I've lubed it, but it was still slick before I lubed it. It was just noisy. That's why I lubed it, just to quieten it down a little bit. It was a little bit noisy. If that was the only criticism I can say about this one, is it's a little bit noisy. This one, probably the lube's a little bit too thick for my liking. I like it a little bit thinner so I can get a little bit more speed out of it. Kind of criticise this one. I don't know these well enough yet to say much about them. Okay. Please, like I said at the beginning, I think I did. Please subscribe, like, house a comment, please share, please subscribe. If I can get a golden award, that'll be really good at some point. But hey ho, it's not critically important, but I would like it. Okay, see you later. Look out for the next possible review or a bit of cube solving. See you later.